Greetings, Earthlings. Now, this is the second time I've had to try and record this video because my storage is absolutely full because I don't delete anything. And so it cut off, and so now I have to do it again. So my name's Jo. I am Mojo. That's my nickname from school. And that's why my makeup page is called Mojo, Makeup Mojo. So, basically, tomorrow I'm going to be uploading a video where I'm going to try and do my eyeshadow because mainly I post pictures of my eyeshadow looks on my page. But tomorrow I want to tell you a little story while I do my makeup. I don't know if the story is going to be long enough for me to get it all in. So today I'm uploading the base face of what you're probably going to get tomorrow morning. And this is my first video on this page. I've had it for about a year and never done anything like this, so I thought I'd better start trying to do something a little bit more and try and grow the page a little bit more, and just you can just see me for me. How wonderful is that? Right, so I've washed my face, I've moisturised my face, and now I'm going to prime my face. And I usually use Fresh Face Illuminating Primer by Barry M in Cool. I'm not a makeup artist. I just do what I want, with what I want, how I want. So I'm basically going to use my hands and rub it in all over the shop, because that is how I like to do it. So I'm just going to rub it all in everywhere, get my face all ready. And I had my hair done yesterday and it's so cool. It looks like fire. It's a red, orange and yellow, and it is so cool. Now, once I've done that, I do have a mirror here. So if I start moving, looking that way, it's because I'm double checking. Also, my boyfriend's in the bedroom behind me, so you may hear him coughing or listening to videos. And I have many cats, so one of those might appear on the screen as well. Who knows what's going to happen. So, right, once I've primed my face, I use a really light foundation, but also by Barry, which seems to be my favourite, which is Fresh Face Foundation. It's really light, it spreads really far, you only need a little bit, and it's not like a really thick, heavy foundation, so it's just like for everyday wear. So the face you're going to see now is a school run face. So I always put, it's my new tattoo, I always put my foundation on my hand before I use my sponge. My sponge was clean, but obviously, as I said, already had to delete a video. So always get it wet, saturate it, make sure it's really nice and wet. It helps the foundation move around the face a lot easier. It also helps you not use so much when it's wet, because otherwise it will just suck up the foundation. It's a sponge. So I use my hand and I put some on there. I don't put it on my face. I use my sponge to apply it to my face. And I do go over it quite a few times. So, as I've already done this already, which is quite frustrating, my face is a bit more pink because I've obviously had to take it all off, re-wash it, moisturize it. Can't think of my words. If you've ever done videos on, like, recorded yourself doing anything, it's like the most daunting thing in the world, pushing that record button. I mean, I'm no stranger to doing videos. I've done lives on many different subjects on my actual Facebook page over the years, but I've never done a proper makeup video. So I put my foundation everywhere, all over my eyes. I don't usually use concealer under my eyes unless I'm doing like a full makeup, which I'm not going for because this is like school run makeup, which is what I will do every morning before I leave the house because I'm not leaving the house without some makeup on. So literally go everywhere. Get it all in those nooks and crannies. Like that. On the forehead. And it just blends really nice with my skin tone. There's only like 4 or 5 different shades that they do in this particular foundation. So it's like a 4 fits all rather than a 1 fits all. There's not that many shades, which I was quite shocked about, but I'm quite rosy here at the minute. I've got like some breakout, which you can't actually see on the camera, thank God. You know how women, your skin goes when it's that time of the month. Also I found as I've got older that my face is a lot more oily. I don't know if that's a thing or whether it's just my damn face that does it, or whether it is actual thing that just happens as you get older. Never had spotty face before. I never had like acne. Like now I get acne, but if I drink cow's milk, you know, I've not been drinking it my whole life or nothing. So I have to like figured out that that actually causes issues for my skin. And that acne is painful, man. Does it hurt? So what I'm doing now is I like to go with quite a lot over my eyes because I have a lot of children, and you know what children do to you? They give you a lack of sleep. So my eyes are dark. But so I go in quite a lot around the eye area. But because this blends in quite nicely to my skin, and it's not showing that it does down on my neck, but it actually does. You cannot see the colour difference. I'm using natural light. I'm in front of my front room window, and behind me is my front room. So it looks darker, but I think that's just the shadow. I'll go down there, a little bit down there. Even though in the mirror you can't see it, so don't worry, I'm not going to be walking out to their house with a gravy line anywhere. And as we get older, we get these lovely little wrinkles appear underneath your eyes. So I like to get in there as well with these. And I've had many people have asked me, you know, how do you get that makeup to stay and look so like natural under your eyes, like without the bags and the wrinkles. By the way, I'm only 34. I shouldn't have wrinkles, I don't think, anyway. So what I get to do is, what I use is it's Revlon translucent powder. You can't really see because I've used this often. I get a little bit of that. I use whatever brush I down will feel like, because as I say, I'm not a makeup artist, so I don't know what ones do what, but I just use them for whatever I like. So the key is setting it. So what I do is I go underneath my eye with a translucent powder, and I don't know, I think this is like called baking it. Basically it sets it so that the eye bags are less visible and the foundation doesn't like come off or like smudge and leave you with those wrinkles caked in foundation while the rest of it is worn off, if that makes sense. I'm also going to set my eyelids today. I feel particularly tired, and also because it sticks, and this is translucent, but I also find that it sort of like brightens. So I'm just going to go all over my eyes with that today, because I genuinely feel like I look like I've been punched in the eyeballs. I haven't. So, as I said briefly in the beginning, maybe not. Tomorrow I'm going to be uploading a video. I thought it would be really cool to start doing a bit more with my my page. And I'm going to start telling some stories about the local folklore of my area, where I live in Surrey in England. This damn thing always pushes back. Right, so now I'm going to do my contour. A lot of people do their eyebrows first, but I don't, because I want it to be different. So this is what I'm using. This one here is what I'm going to use, and I'm going to use cream. It is cream. So I go in with my sponge, and then I go into the crease, into the hollow bit of the cheek, like that. My son's just appeared down the stairs. They gave me a dodgy look. And I put that into the hollow bits of my cheeks. And then I blend it out. Although this sponge seems to have gone quite dry. So what I'm going to do is I could just keep going until I feel like I've built enough up, and then I'll just keep blending it out, or blending it in. And I probably go a lot more higher and a lot more low than most people would do with their contour. Maybe that's just because I'm not a makeup artist and I've just always done it this way, but I've only ever had compliments on my makeup, so this is what I do. And that's basically what my page is about, is how I do it. So if it's wrong, I'm sorry, but it's not wrong for me. So just get it in there. And also because it's cream, I'm going to set it in a minute with some darker powder. And also from where I'm sitting, it also looks on the screen like it's heavier on one side than it is the other. It's actually not, checking it in the mirror. So then I go across the forehead, because nobody likes a big bulbous forehead, and bring that in. And what the contour does is it like creates like a shadow. It just sculpts the face. So I go up here, bring it down a little bit, across just the top there, then bring it down a little bit here. And then what I'll do is I'll go across the chin there, because I look like I have a massive witchy chin. You know, one of those big chins that just have a wart on the end of it. That's how I feel. Damn cat. There's a cat behind me. Behind the phone. Just move the table. Thanks for that, love. This bloody hairband keeps pinging off. Right. So once I've done that, I also like to do the sides of my nose, which is really difficult on camera. I don't like to put a lot on, but just a little bit. Just check that there. Just a little bit to bring the nose in a little bit, make it a little bit more, I don't know. I just like to do it. Just makes my nose look a bit more pretty. So that's that. And that's just like the normal base face I would go out with, except for what we do now is set that contour with this palette, which I got in Poundland, which I loved so much. I literally went back into the shop and bought another 6 of them because it was only £6. So I don't use anything expensive. I get my makeup from Superstore, like Tesco's, stuff like that, and Amazon, because Amazon is great for makeup. My makeup palette, my eyeshadow palettes come from there and they're really good price. So I'm using this one. I'm going to blow off the excess and I'm just going to run it over the contour, because that will set it so it will stay. We will hear now my son in the background, and he won't be quiet, so we'll have to deal with him talking to the cat, I think is what he's doing. This is just real life here. He's not at school today because he's not doing very well. At the moment, he had a seizure a little while ago. So, yeah. That's how that is. That's why he's here, not at school. So then I'm going to do the top. And I also will just run a brush over the contour as well, to make sure to get off any like excess. So if you see it doesn't look too much different from my neck, which I'm very aware of, I am sitting in natural light. So then I get my big fluffy brush and I'm just going to go around the eyes and get off that excess translucent powder that I used. And then I'm just going to go over that as well and just like blend it out so it's not so heavy. Like that. Then what I'm going to do is, my friend did my eyebrows for me yesterday, or the day before, whenever she came and did my hair, because my memory is shocking, I cannot remember. So I just use an angled brush, and this is like, I don't know what brush it is, but it's an angled one. Again, Barry M seems to be one of my favourite products to use. And then what I use is I just dab the brush over the pencil, and then I'll just fill in, which will probably be better to do maybe in the mirror. I'll just fill in the eyebrows a little bit, just because I really like my eyebrows really pronounced. So that's really difficult to do on camera. And I'm not like dainty with it. I'm just going to scrub it on there like I normally would do. I'm not going to do anything different to what I usually would do. That's a cat that's just joined us behind the camera. Happily licking herself. Wonderful. Thank you, Dakota. You're always welcome. And another one's appeared now, so who knows what happened next. So I just go and fill in my eyebrows with this brush, which is incredibly difficult to do on the camera. But as I say, I do like my eyebrows quite pronounced. But I find using the brush with the pencil, it uses a lot less product rather than putting the pencil to my eye and like penciling it in, because like you want it to look natural, but you also want that pronounced, defined, pronounced, whatever it is, look, because otherwise what would be the point in doing it? But I don't really orange in this light, and I don't know why. It's natural light. So yeah. So that's that. Then what I like to use is this number 7 blusher. I've had it so long. I don't know where to bloody look on this thing, so you might need to give me a shout out in the comments and tell me whether I should be looking directly in the camera or at my face on the screen, because I don't really know. This is my first time doing this, so we may have some technical difficulties along the line. Right, I'll get a little bit of that, and then I'll just put it into the chubbier part of the cheek and blend it into the contour. Again, I'm no makeup artist, this is just how I do mine. And I'm doing this ahead of time for tomorrow, for when I tell you this little story. And I don't know how well that will go because I've not done that before either. So just dab it on. So tomorrow I'm going to make a video where I do my eyeshadow. So instead of uploading just pictures, I also just like to give it a good rub around at the top as well. So it looks better in different lights. I'm sitting in front of my front room window. And then obviously get the big old blendy brush. And just like, it looks like I'm really scrubbing my face hard. I'm not. Just slightly. And that is how I would do my everyday face. But I'm showing you ahead of time because I don't think I'm going to have enough time with the story, because it's quite short. There's 3 different versions, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to go for. Well, probably might all do all 3, who knows. We'll just see what happens. So the next thing is I'm going to use this highlighter again from this palette. This palette is awesome. Not sure they sell it anymore. It's just Poundland. I'm going to get the same brush, just trusty little black brush I like to use. And I'm going to dab it a little bit in the highlighter. Blow a little bit off. I'm just going to put a little bit at the top of the cheekbones there to highlight it. And a little bit on the end of the nose. Sometimes I like to go up the inside of the nose as well, but not too much, just the outside. Like just the leftovers, and then a little bit in the middle of the forehead. So you highlight the places that you want to be seen. And against the contour, it just gives it that really nice look. And if you do the filter on the top of the lip, when you do your lipstick, it just makes your lipstick look a lot more pronounced. And I'm not sure that this light is actually doing me any favours. So, with that done, I might also use a little bit of the leftovers just in this bit here, just because my eyes are so like dark. I don't know whether it's children, old age, or what. But if there's anything left on there, it will help just illuminate them, make them look a little bit more light. And the next thing is the mascara, which is always a nightmare because whenever you want it to go well, it always doesn't. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my eyelashes in the trusty old curler, which I won't be putting falsies on today because I'm only going to do the school run. And as I was saying, this is the base face you're going to see most probably tomorrow. So then I'm using, again, W7, the same as my contour palette. Again, cheap and cheerful. You don't need expensive makeup to make it look good. And then I just put a little bit on there. I try not to put too much on because I don't want it to go clumpy. And I want it to sort of look natural at the same time. Although this light is making me look quite orange. I'm not orange, I swear. So just put a little bit on. Maybe it's the angle of the camera. I'm not sure. I don't know what to do with this. Maybe I'll figure it out by tomorrow, who knows. And this is the second eye. So tomorrow I'm really excited about. I've done some research. I've done a little bit of research. It's a folklore tale, as I've said before. And it's what is it? What's the word? Set in the 1700s. So it's been around quite a bit. And it's documented by a few different people. And I've just got it on my face. Don't you hate that? So I always put a little bit on because I don't want it to look too cakey and go that horrible like clumpy. It's really difficult to see in this camera. Like that. I've actually got a little bit of my face. That was great. And then that's the problem with bloody mascara. Always happens to me. If I don't get it on the top lid, I'll get it on the bottom. Which is just typical when I'm trying to do this on a video. As I say, I only want it to look natural because I'm only doing the school one. So just a little bit more pronounced. So you can actually see them. Look alive. So there we are. I think that's okay. I think I'll look alright on the school run for that. So for that dark little bit there. So normally I'd get a Q-tip and get that off. But I don't think it's going to come off. So what I'm going to do is try and blend over it. Just for the sake of this video. Now you can't see it. So this is it. This is probably what you're going to get tomorrow when I come along and tell you my little story. So I hope you'll tune in for it. The video's gone a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but this is the finished product. Wonderful. Don't normally put lipstick on, but a little bit of I don't even know what you call this. And it's so, I've used it so often that it's all rubbed off, but it's this. So anyway, this is done. I'm going to use setting spray. Probably should have done that already, but this is how I do it. So this is me. This is me done. I'm going to go and do the school run. And I'll be back tomorrow with my little story and we'll see how that goes. So if you've watched this, thank you for watching. I love you lots. Stay blessed, less stressed, and trust the process.